Hey there, Triple F Squad. Welcome back to another episode of Two Fools in Fantasy Football. This is a special holiday edition, as it is Thanksgiving today. We'd like to start off by wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving today. In today's episode, we're going to give you one boom and one bust for every game this weekend. And as always, I am Marty McFly, and with me as ever is Tyler, the uncool fool Greer.
What's going on, Triple F Squad? My name is Tyler, the uncool fool. So we're gonna give you one boom. That was three times. Three times. Not like R-Truth, not like the 48-time 24/7 champ. So just three times. But we are gonna give you one boom and one bust from every game. So sit back, relax, get all the great information, and enjoy it. And here we go. Marty's gonna start us off.
We're going to start off with our three Thanksgiving Day games today. First off, for the 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, or if you're on the West Coast, 9 o'clock game, Houston, Detroit. So today our boom in that game is going to be the wide receiver for the Houston Texans, Brandon Cooks. Detroit's pass defense is not the best in the league. We all know that. They can't seem to stop anybody. And our bust this week is going to be old Duke Johnson, because Detroit has a better front seven than they do a backfield. So don't start Duke Johnson. He's going to be a bust. Just don't worry about him. And then for the Washington-Dallas game, our boom this week is going to be Antonio Gibson, because the Dallas run defense is horrible. I hate to say it, but they're horrible. Exactly. And our bust this week, I'm sorry to say, will be all the Dallas receivers, because Washington's secondary is phenomenal.
Number one.
They're number 2 or 3 in the league. Number one against the pass.
Numero uno, as they say in some countries.
Numero uno. So, yes.
I believe it's French.
Do not look at Cooper, Gallup, Schultz, Lamb to have very good games today. It's probably going to be, hopefully it's a Zeke day and Zeke runs all over him. But
Zeke does great on Thanksgiving in the past, so I don't expect anything different from him today.
We're hoping. It was supposed to be the night game. I'm sorry, this is not 3 games today. There's only 2, because this game got pushed to Sunday. Is going to be the Baltimore-Pittsburgh game, and our boom this week is going to be James Conner going against the Baltimore defense. And our bust is going to be Lamar Jackson. It seems that everybody in the league has figured out how to defend against Lamar Jackson. He had an okay game last week against Tennessee. Not too many yards, but he did put up a few points. But against that Pittsburgh defense, not a lot this week. So
that Pittsburgh defense,
whatever he's projected at, is going to be less than that. So
that Pittsburgh defense is scary, man. They're good.
On to the next game, we got the old Dolphins, the good old AFC East matchup, Miami Dolphins versus the New York horrible-led Jets. Our boom this week is going to be Devontae Parker for the Miami Dolphins against that just treacherous Jets secondary. It's bad.
They're terrible.
And our bust this week is going to be another Dolphin. I cannot say his first name, so I'll say his last name, Ahmed, the new running back for the Miami Dolphins. Do not laugh at me. It's not funny.
I'd rather not pronounce it. I can't say. I'm going to give it a shot. I can't say either. I believe it's Salvon.
Ahmed.
Okay.
Go with that. Salvon, if you're watching, you got your name wrong, we apologize. Sorry.
Sorry, bro.
The Jets have a very good rush defense. So, yeah, Ahmad will not be getting his projected points this week. So,
yeah.
Next game we got is going to be the Arizona Cardinals versus the New England Patriots. Our boom this week is going to be the running back for the Patriots, Devin Harris. Is that right? Devin Harris or Devon Harris?
Actually, it's Damian. He Frenched it up this weekend. It was Devin, but he switched it up because he's going to run so much against the Cardinals this weekend. So.
Okay, I apologize.
That's all right.
Mr. Harris, D. Harris.
Look, he just texted you because he's pissed off. Yeah, you got his name wrong. Yeah, check it out. Yeah, he just texted
him back.
Yeah, just let him know that you guys just apologize. It's okay. Don't worry about it. He's an Alabama boy. He'll probably forgive you.
She should. So he's going to run all over that Arizona defense. And our bust this week is going to be a surprise. Is going to be DeAndre Hopkins.
Ooh.
The Patriots have a very good secondary. They're going to have Gilmore all over him today. So Do not expect T-Hop to get your projected points. I'm going to look at a lot of dump-off passes from Kyler going against to Fitzgerald like he did last week. Fitzgerald was the number 1 receiver for the Cardinals last week. And also to Kirk. Yes?
And Edmonds, too. Edmonds going to have a really nice week, too, this week because he's the recipient of all those dump-off passes, too, as well from the backfield because you trust him. So kind of keep your eye on him, too, this week.
Yeah, absolutely. Next game, we got the old Carolina Panthers versus Minnesota Vikings. Boom this week is we tell him every week. We boom him every week. It's going to be Dalvin Cook. The guy can't be stopped, especially against the Carolina defense. He'll be running everywhere. He'll be running for that turkey.
Yeah.
And our bus this week, yes.
One side note on Dalvin Cook. After this week, I don't know what people's trading deadlines are, but this is really one of his last good matchups. He's got one of the toughest playoff matchups in the NFL for running back. So just word of advice for people, if you're looking to trade, maybe possibly trade him. His value is going to be sky high. Get him for everything he can. Playoffs can be a tough schedule. So look at playoff schedules, figure out who has a good playoff schedule, who doesn't, and then flip them because you're definitely going to want to do that. Just a side note.
That's good. Thank you for that side note. And our bust this week in that game is going to be old Davis, running back for the Carolina Panthers. Minnesota has a great front seven.
Yes, they do.
Devin, run CMC still up in the air.
Yeah.
Still doubtful he'll play on Sunday, so we're not even going to worry about him even playing.
Yeah.
So Davis will not get his projected points this week.
Yeah.
So, yes.
The latest update on CMC is he's out this week. They got a bye week next week, and so they're projecting him week 14 to come back. So just for everybody who's got run CMC, just to let you know. So
did they plan that for the fantasy football playoffs? Did they know?
Yeah, they're just loading them up. It's like Seattle last year signed in Marshawn Lynch for week 16 and 17.
Right.
Basically the same thing. They're like, hey, you know what? Just hang out, just rehab your shoulder and everything else, and come back for the fantasy football playoffs. So but I think run CMC. I think he's going to play. I don't think he's going to sit out any games. He just doesn't want to do that. It doesn't seem like it's in his DNA. That's just what I think.
So for our next game, we got Cleveland, the Brownies versus the old Jaguars out of Jacksonville. Played in Jacksonville this week. Our booms this week are going to be the dual threat running back for the Cleveland Browns, the Chubby Hunt. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt are going to run everywhere this game, all over the place. In the tunnel, in the stands, they're going to be running all over the place.
Yeah. So for this game, the reason why we have the bus, which Marty's going to get into in a second, is because what Marty just said, they're going to run all over the place, even in the stands, which is going to be freaking awesome. But yeah, it's going to be such a grind for those guys. And Jacksonville's rushing defense is 25th. So the time of possession in this game is going to be outrageous. The Browns are probably going to have 2-1 on the time possession. So that's why we have this guy as the bust.
Yes, and our bust is going to be James Robinson from the Jacksonville Jaguars, receiver. He's got old veteran Mike Glennon throwing to him this weekend. So we just don't expect him to get a lot of him and get his projected points this week. Just it's not going to happen. Like he said, like Tyler said, they're going to control the clock and just That's all I got to say for that game. James Robinson, don't start him.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough if you're a Jaguars fan this weekend.
Yeah. And my final game I'm going to be talking about is the New York City Football Giants versus the old Cincinnati Bungles. Our boom this week, we believe, will be the quarterback for the Giants, Daniel Jones. Cincinnati is horrible against the run. We're thinking go Gallman or Gilman Jr., the running back for the Giants.
Yeah, he's a freaking.
He's going to get a lot of touches. And Daniel Jones is running like a freaking nature.
Yeah,
the kid's running all over the place.
Yeah,
So yeah, look for Daniel Jones to get a lot of rushing yards this weekend, this Sunday, as well as a few passing yards.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And our bust this week, it's kind of an iffy bust, but it's going to be Giovanni Bernard because we're actually not sure if he's actually going to play or not. So right now he's looking doubtful. So that could change in the next 2 days, whether, on Friday or Saturday he's out. We don't know, but our bust as of right now is going to be Giovanni Bernard.
Yeah. One more thing I want to add on to Daniel Jones on why he's going to be a great boom this weekend. Also, too, the Bengals give up 255 passing yards a game and 136 rush yards a game. If you've been watching Daniel Jones the last 2-3 games, he's been running for 60 yards or more. And that's easy fantasy points. He got a rushing touchdown last week or the week before. I can't remember which one it was, but just that alone, if he gets 50 rushing yards and a touchdown right there, that's 11 free points. And Cincinnati can't stop anybody with the run. Gallman's going to run a lot too as well. So if you can get that, that's going to be an extra 11 points plus whatever he does passing. So it's going to be really nice. And Cincinnati has given up a touchdown the last 4 games to a running back too as well. So just some cool stats and some facts for you all. That way you can kind of make a nice decision when it comes to that game. So,
yeah. All right, Tyler, what do you got for us?
All right, everybody. The next game we're going to talk about is the Los Angeles Chargers against the Buffalo Bills. So the boom in this game is going to be none other than the hottest quarterback in the league right now, Justin Herbert. If you've watched this guy play, even though he looks like he's a 12-year-old schoolboy playing in the 6th grade, he can toss it. He's awesome. He's reading defenses. He's learning so fast. He's the rookie of the year right now that Joey B broke his knee, unfortunately. And the bust this week is going to be Stephon Diggs with the Bills. So with the Chargers defense, the secondary is not too shabby. Stephon Diggs isn't going to have the greatest game. So this week, if you have Stephon Diggs, be very cautious of him. So he would be somebody we would sit. All right, the next game we're going to talk about is the Tennessee Titans, the mighty Titans against the Colts. And to my surprise this week, I have not been a fan of this guy at all this year, but I'm going to say he is going to be the boom this week, Phillip Rivers. So, and the reason why he's going to be the boom this week is because the Titans' defense is absolutely atrocious against the pass. They are in the bottom 5. Phillip Rivers had a wonderful week last week. The Colts rushed the ball too. They finally gave it to their stud running back, which was nice to see, Jonathan Taylor. So look for the same theme. I'm guessing that nobody knows what Frank Wright's going to do on the ground game, but I think Jonathan Taylor is going to be the main stud this week. Now, with that being said, the bust this week for that game is going to be A.J. Brown. The Colts have an extremely tough defense to throw against. DeForest Buckner just got on the COVID list, so that's probably going to be great for the rushing game for Tennessee. So if you've heard of this guy named Derrick Henry, that's probably going to be good for him. With that being said, if that does happen, the Titans will want to run the ball more because they won't have much to pass to with A.J. Brown being covered like a blanket. All right, the next game we're going to talk about is the Las Vegas Raiders against the Falcons. The lonely Falcons. So in this game, this boom we're going to have is somebody who is under the radar. He's only picked up in 10% of the leagues, guys. So if you have a chance to get him, get him. Nelson Aguilar, Fantasy Football Nation, Triple F Squad, pick him up. I got him. I picked him up. I'm going to play him. So he's the #1 receiver on the Raiders. I know that's weird. Last year on the Eagles, he was an afterthought. This year on the Raiders, he's crushing it. He's killing it. And you want to know why? John Gruden knows how to play his players. So that's the difference between him and Doug Peterson. Just saying. Doug Peterson, by the way, he's on my list. Fire him. So the next guy, he made the list. Him, Detroit Lions, New York Jets. They're all on the list. Mark it down. Put it down. Put it on the list. Put it on the list. Did you mark it?
I did.
Excellent.
On the list.
Thank you very much. Matt Patricia. That would suck if he got fired on Thanksgiving, but it could happen. Just saying.
True.
So they're playing the Falcons. So Nelson Aguilar, the boom. The bust this week is Josh Jacobs. So a lot of people don't realize this, but the Falcons are actually very, 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 very stingy with the run. So they are 9th in the league at 107 a game. So if you have Josh Jacobs, beware, be very cautious with them this weekend. But if you have Nelson Aguilar and also Darren Waller, I'm going to throw Darren Waller in as a bonus. They're both going to boom this week, but Nelson Aguilar is going to skyrocket past his points this week. So the next game we're going to talk about is the Saints and the Broncos. This game is going to be a little easy for the boom and the bust. The boom this week is going to be AK-41. Last week was his worst week in fantasy, and that's because Taysom Hill was running the ball all over the place. I think this week they're going to adjust a little bit. He's going to get more involved in the offense. And this week, I can guarantee you that Alvin Kamara is going to get at least one catch. One pass he's going to catch this week. Unlike last week, he got 0. He's going to get 1. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just going to call it. So Alvin Kamara will get at least one catch this week. So his point total is going to go up. He's going to get obviously more than 10 points. The bust this week is every single Denver Broncos running back. Yeah, the Saints are number 2 against the run, giving up 77 yards per game. If you have Philip Lindsay, if you have Melvin Gordon, put him on the bench, leave him there. It's not going to be a fun week. I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to say they're going to get you no more than 5 points. I'm going to just throw it out there. So, and if I'm wrong, you can let me know. I don't care. Just, make a comment on there. You can call me out. I'm cool with it. I'm a big boy. Cool. All right, the next game we're going to talk about is the San Francisco 49ers, my guys, versus the Los Angeles Rams. Yeah, it's going to be a rough week for us. So, anyways, if you got the boom this week's going to be Jared Goff. If you saw Jared Goff on Monday night, he was absolutely sensational against Tampa Bay. He's going to keep it rolling. Him, Cooper Kupp, Bobby Trees, they all have some great chemistry going right now. I don't expect that to change whatsoever. San Francisco does have a nice defense, but not nice enough to stop those guys. It just ain't happening. And the bust for that game is every single 49ers player. Don't even play anybody on the 49ers. There's talk that Raheem Mostert's going to come back. That's great. He's not going to do anything against them. So if you got him, just sit him. Don't even waste your time. The Niners are going to get smoked. They're going to get crushed on offense. The Rams are number 2 against the run, and they're number 5 against the run, number 2 against the pass. So I mean, they're going to have a backup quarterback. It's just like, yeah, it's not a fun time being a Niners fan. So. All right, and for the next game, we're going to have the Chiefs and Bucks. I'm actually really excited about this game personally. I think this game's going to be fun to watch. And the reason is because you got the Chiefs that have a top passing defense and the Bucks who have a top passing offense. So that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. So the boom for this game, we're going to go with Tyreek Hill, the fastest guy in football. So he is the number 1 target, Patrick Mahomes. It is very obvious they have chemistry. Kelsey's right up there too as well. But with the Buccaneers, they give up a lot more yards in the air than they do on the ground. So Tyreek Hill, lock it up, put him in your lineup. The bust this week's going to be Clyde Edwards-Helaire for the 2 reasons. Number 1, the Chiefs are going to pass the crap out of the ball. And number 2, the Bucks have the number 1 rushing defense in the league. So Clyde Edwards-Helaire, don't play him this week. Put him on your bench. Store him for another week. And also, too, a side note, he has the toughest playoff schedule of all the running backs, too, as well. So just a little food for thought. So, again, if you have the trading deadline, if you can trade him, get some value for him. Trade him now. I wouldn't wait because he got 20 points last week in PPR leagues. So if you can get some value for him, trade him out. Don't. All right, now we're going to talk about one of the oldest rivalries in the National Football League: the Bears versus the Packers. So this week is going to be a very nice game. Now, both teams are trending in the right direction for the most part. I'm not too sure how the Bears offense is going to do. They have one of the worst offenses in the league other than Allen Robinson. He's basically their only consistent player in that whole offense. A side note for the Bears, they are the 32nd team in rushing offense. So if you have the Bears running back, David Montgomery, ship them. So the boom this week, yeah, just UPS them. So the boom this week is going to be good old Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is a freaking stud. He's going to tear it up against the Bears this week. They're playing at home. Aaron Jones he's awesome at home. So when he always gets up for the Bears. He's going to have a wonderful week. He's going to just crush it. The bust this week, I just said this guy's being the most consistent player on the Bears. He's going to be the bust this week, and Allen Robinson the second. So that was great. So you're welcome for that. I pump him up and I push him down. So A-Rob is going to be the bust this week. Number 1, the Packers have a really nice backfield. And number 2, he's going to be double-teamed all game because the Bears really have nobody else to go to. So it's going to be a tough week for Allen Robinson owners. So last game we have is the Seattle Super Seahawks versus the Philly Eagles. Now this one, that I had a little bit of tough time trying to figure out the boom on this one because, number 1, the Eagles are really good against the pass, and the Seahawks are really good against the rush. So it was kind of a little tougher, but I did pick a boom this game. I picked Dallas Goedert for the Eagles, and the reason I picked him is because basically he's their best offensive weapon right now, and I think the Seattle Seahawks are going to stifle the run. So that's the reason why I went with Dallas Goedert as a boom this week. So if you have him as a tight end play, he's going to be a very, very nice player this week. So, and Carson Wentz will look for him because he trusts him. So the bust this week going into that is Miles Sanders. And the reason is because Seattle is very tough against the run. And the last couple of weeks, Seattle's defense with Jamal Adams coming back, getting Carlos Carlos Dunlap for their defensive end. Their defense is coming in a lot better now. So they got 2 pieces to that defense. They're playing a lot tougher. So with that being said, this is not going to be an easy game for Carson Wentz. He's not going to get that much passing yards as well. And Miles Sanders is going to get stifled too as well. So the boom this week for this game is Dallas Goedert, and the bust this week for those reasons is Miles Sanders.
Thank you, Tyler, for all that wonderful information. Once again, everybody, wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving today, and make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the little bell icon right down there to get notified of all our new videos, and please leave comments.
Or don't.
Good, bad, different. We're both grown adults and we can take criticism, so
you know what?
Not get our feelings hurt.
You know, Marty, nobody's left a comment yet, so don't leave comments. We don't want to hear it. Yeah, we don't want to hear your comments, so don't. Yeah, get out of here. UPS that. Yeah, UPS just like David Montgomery. Ship it.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for joining us for this episode. We'll see you next time, okay?
That's right. Hey, y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you for taking time out of your day. Y'all have a wonderful holiday season. Y'all get that win. Enjoy the games today, and we're going to put this out, and you have a wonderful day. And thank you so much, Triple F Squad. I am Tyler, the uncool fool Greer, and I am out.
And I am Marty McFly, and I am also